What's happening, guys? Cooper Carter here for Fractal Audio Systems G66.
Aaron Marshall, AKA Intervals.
And we are here in Atlanta at the Masquerade for Aaron's 2025 Memory Palace tour. Those of you who watch Fractal Friday know that Aaron redoes his presets every tour. So this is now, we're gonna call this the third annual Aaron Marshall Tone Tour.
All right, so as Cooper mentioned, I'm a psycho and I painstakingly redo all of my presets every tour, even though I tell myself I'm not going to. But if you're anything like me, and you might be, you're down to just punish yourself for hours ad nauseum in the studio before you get in a loud room with the boys, and that's what I do. And here we are. Probably my favorite iteration of these sounds to date. I'm not doing everything from scratch every time. I certainly am using core pillars and just sort of refining around those. So the recipe at this point is Horizon devices for some tailoring of the signal in front of the amplifier. And I can't remember where we were last time we did a video series, but the 7-string rhythm is it's the purple channel on the rev generator, and it's the blue aggression mode. I can't remember exactly how they're categorized, but I own the real amp, and it's the one where you go purple channel and then you click aggression until it says blue. Really mean amp on its own. Does it need the Horizon devices? Maybe not, but it lets me get where I need to go. Sounds pretty mean. There'll be a few variants throughout the show where I add some static micro pitch shift, things like that, just to kind of widen it a little bit. I can actually A/B that real quick for you. So here's the dry rhythm. And then with some micro pitch shift. So just like a little bit of width. Sounds pretty cool. So here's a lead sound, of course. We have our dry rhythm, then we also have a lead. As per usual, like 20-30% stereo chorus after the cabinet. And depending on the lead, sometimes there's reverb, often there's not these days. And there's usually a delay, some sort of ping pong or dual delay. I'm in a preset called Nootropic for the song Nootropic, and it starts off with this kind of like octave lead, which is cool. It's like a hi-fi version of the Blue Box. I'm sort of attempting this, like, it's not fully bit crushed, but I want it to sound a little cartoonish. And it's just an octave divider with just like a little bit of that low thing in there, a little bit of chorus, and a short room reverb. Yeah, it can be pretty rude, but it's also pretty sweet. There's a couple things that happen in this tune which are kind of interesting. So there's a twangy spot. If you guys know the tune, it's right before Jacob hits the Seinfeld slap part. And I kind of set it up with this lo-fi version of my twang preset, which is the Cameron, forget exactly which model. And I have it off in the cabinets on stage, so it's really small and it's just in the house for effect. And then when it goes from lo-fi to hi-fi, and off camera, I was commenting to Cooper how drastic that amp responds to the split coil sounds. Here's the rhythm, like just full tilt bridge pickup, and then split. Yeah, so it's pretty aggressive, but sits really well against, you know, all that like low end information in the bass. And that's kind of like the breadth of staple tones for the 7-string. You know, I have my dry rhythm, I have a variant with some micro pitch shift. I'll do wet leads with the time-based effects. I'll have some shorter, smaller ones with a little bit of octave that helps keep things vocal, maybe a little bit of a tight room verb. And then, yeah, some variations on this kind of twangy thing. Sometimes I'll use the Friedman if I want a little bit of a darker, more kind of balanced tone, and then I find the Cameron can get pretty gnarly when I need it to. So that's what we're thinking there. And then what I'm gonna do now is I'll switch over to a 6-string variant of the same guitar, tuned to drop C, and I've got a couple cool tones from the song Chronophobia. I'll show you those. So this is the 6-string variant of my new signature model from Schecter, tuned in drop C. I wanted to show you guys this big octave fuzz sound that I've been doing. It goes octave pedal and then overdrive in the amplifier. I've been doing this thing where I actually just split up in parallel above the Horizon devices and I just put a fuzz face or something above it. So you get the articulation of the Horizon devices, but you also get the fuzz just running in a blend. And that seems to get the job done quite well. So sounds like this. So it sounds pretty big, but still tight and quite well managed. So yeah, really enjoying that. Little bit of stereo chorus on there too, like maybe 15%, because I just can't not. So I'm using a different rhythm amp on 6 strings this tour. It's the Diesel on 6 strings, BH4. Yeah, it sounds really sick. It's just a little bit more mid-forward than the Rev. I find the Rev to have a little more scoop, a little more grind to the bottom end. That's doing the trick for me on drop C. Feels really fulsome. I like that a lot. Show you what my main lead sounds like. Oh, I should also mention the leads are all Soldano SLO 100. If it works for Luke, it works for me, right? So there is some trickery happening in this preset, which is pretty cool. There's in the second verse, do this sort of like trade-off with Nathan where he's kind of taking like a mini sort of choppy, like linear chop drum solo, and I'm playing some stuff over top of it. And in the house, I'm panning hard left and right. It's really cool in the ears too. You think I'd have it set up here, but we're real lazy these days, and I draw all my automation curves in Logic, so I'm not even using the expression pedal. It happens in the laptop, which is cool. But what is worth noting is this split coil tone. So let me show you, trying to remember which amp this is. I think it's the BE100. This is what it sounds like on the bridge pickup. It's like bright plexi thing, but if I split, that's kind of nice. Really enjoying that. And it's cool on the neck pickup, it kind of over compresses. I mean, who doesn't want that? So there's about 4 or 5 amps in the whole show. And that's the Swiss Army knife. You know, I could actually probably get away with loading 1 amp block A through D and being pretty good to do it all. So. Thanks for nerding out, as always. Appreciate it. You guys get to see a window into my painstaking process, which is, if everything's perfect, just tear it all down and redo it again for some strange reason. And Cooper's always here for it. So thanks, as always, and shout out Fractal for making gear that tours like a tank and, you know, sounds incredible and just doesn't stop ticking. So we've got 8 more of these. If it's still March or April, come to a show. If not, you can't get rid of us. We'll be in your city sometime soon. Bye.